Hi, this is a summary of the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. You will find the full version of the book in the Another channel that is linked in description. Please subscribe and enjoy of the book. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn is a classic self-help and metaphysical book first published in 1925. It offers readers timeless wisdom on achieving success, prosperity, and personal fulfillment by understanding and applying spiritual principles. The book emphasizes the power of thought, words, and faith in shaping one's reality. Introduction. Florence Scovel. Shinn introduces the idea that life is a game, and like any game, it has rules that govern success and failure. She explains that understanding spiritual laws and aligning one's thoughts and actions with divine principles are essential to mastering the game of life. According to Shinn, life is not random. Rather, it is shaped by one's inner consciousness and the words one speaks. The key to winning the game of life lies in realizing that everything is governed by a higher law, one of faith, visualization, and divine guidance. Chapter 1. The Game. The first chapter introduces the idea that life is a game, but not everyone knows the rules. Shinn explains that there are universal spiritual laws in place, and the key to winning the game of life is to understand and follow these laws. She presents the concept that people are capable of shaping their reality through their words, thoughts, and actions. Key themes: the power of the spoken word. Shinn stresses that words carry creative power. What one speaks, one brings into existence. She explains that negative words and thoughts bring negative results, while positive affirmations attract desirable outcomes. The law of expectation. One's expectations, whether conscious or unconscious, determine what one receives in life. If a person expects failure, they will likely experience failure. Conversely, expecting success attracts success. Faith and fear. Shinn emphasizes the importance of having faith rather than fear. Fear brings about failure and suffering because it is a belief in lack, limitation, or evil. Faith, on the other hand, aligns with the divine and results in positive outcomes. Quotes from Chapter 1. Whatever man feels deeply or images clearly is impressed upon the subconscious mind and carried out in minutest detail. Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. Example. Shinn shares a story of a woman who feared losing her home. This fear created a negative force in her life, and as a result, she lost the house. The lesson is that fear manifests the very thing one fears. On the contrary, when the woman began speaking affirmations of faith and expecting a new and better home, she quickly found a much better place to live. Chapter 2. The Law of Prosperity. In this chapter, Shinn delves into the concept of prosperity and abundance. She explains that financial success and abundance are the natural results of aligning oneself with the laws of prosperity. Lack, poverty, and financial struggle are a result of negative thinking and a failure to trust in the abundance of the universe. Key themes: the law of prosperity. Prosperity is the natural state of the universe, and individuals can tap into this by changing their thoughts and beliefs about money and abundance. Shinn encourages readers to stop thinking of lack or poverty and instead affirm that the universe is abundant. Tithing and giving. Shinn emphasizes the importance of giving as a means of attracting more abundance. By giving generously to others, individuals open the flow of prosperity in their own lives. Tithing, or giving 10% of one's earnings, is highlighted as a powerful spiritual practice that brings financial rewards. Mental equivalence. Shinn teaches that individuals must mentally prepare for prosperity by creating a mental equivalent of what they desire. This means visualizing and affirming abundance even when circumstances appear to indicate otherwise. The universe responds to one's inner picture. Quotes from Chapter 2. Man must prepare for the thing he has asked for when there isn't the slightest sign of it in sight. Giving opens the way for receiving. Example. One example shared in this chapter is about a woman who desired money to pay off a debt. By shifting her focus from worry to faith and affirming that the money would come, she received the exact amount of money needed to pay off the debt in a miraculous way. This illustrates that trusting in divine supply and keeping faith in the process allows abundance to flow. Chapter 3. The Power of the Word. This chapter focuses on the power of words and affirmations. Shin explains that the words one speaks have the power to create reality. By using positive words and affirmations, individuals can attract health, wealth, and happiness. Conversely, negative words lead to undesirable outcomes. Key themes: affirmations. Shin teaches the importance of using affirmations to declare what one desires. Affirmations are positive statements spoken with conviction and belief that have the power to shape reality. The key is to speak as though the desired outcome has already been achieved. The power of the subconscious mind. Words spoken repeatedly, especially with strong emotion, impress themselves upon the subconscious mind, which then works to bring these statements into physical reality. Shin emphasizes the importance of guarding one's speech and thoughts to avoid negative outcomes. Claiming one's good. Shin encourages readers to boldly claim their good, meaning they should confidently declare that they deserve and will receive the blessings they desire. This act of declaring one's good opens the way for it to manifest. Quotes from Chapter 3. Your word is your wand. The words you speak create your reality. Man can change his conditions by changing his words. Example. In this chapter, Shin recounts the story of a man who was constantly complaining about his poor health and financial struggles. His negative words reinforced his problems. However, when he began speaking positive affirmations about his health and wealth, his circumstances changed, and he experienced a dramatic improvement in both areas of his life. Chapter 4. The Law of Non-Resistance. Shin introduces the concept of non-resistance, which means not fighting against difficulties or perceived evil. Instead, individuals should focus on what they desire and allow things to unfold naturally. Resisting challenges or negativity often gives them more power, whereas letting go and focusing on the positive allows solutions to appear. Key themes. Non-resistance. When people resist problems or challenges, they tend to give them more power and importance. By practicing non-resistance, individuals maintain peace of mind and allow the universe to work things out in the best possible way. Shin teaches that it's more effective to stay calm, focus on positive outcomes, and trust in divine timing. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a form of non-resistance. By holding on to anger or resentment, one resists peace and healing. Shin encourages readers to forgive others and themselves, as this releases negative energy and allows good to flow into their lives. Flowing with divine order. Shin teaches that life operates according to a divine order, and by not resisting this flow, individuals can align with the greater good. This means accepting what happens, trusting in divine wisdom, and allowing life to unfold without force or struggle. Quotes from Chapter 4. Resistance is hell, for it places man in a state of torment. Bless a thing and it will bless you. Curse it and it will curse you. Example. One of the examples in this chapter is of a woman who was struggling with a difficult situation at work. By constantly thinking about how much she disliked her job, she made things worse. However, when she began blessing her work, co-workers, and environment, things started to improve, and she found new opportunities for growth and success. Chapter 5. The Law of Karma and the Law of Forgiveness. In this chapter, Shin introduces two important spiritual laws, the law of karma, also known as the law of cause and effect, and the law of forgiveness. According to Shin, every action has a consequence, and individuals reap what they sow. However, she also emphasizes that through forgiveness, individuals can transcend their karma and create new, positive circumstances in their lives. Key themes: the law of karma, cause and effect. Shin teaches that whatever one sends out into the world, whether it be thoughts, words, or actions, will eventually return to them. This is the essence of karma, or cause and effect. Positive actions result in positive outcomes, while negative actions lead to negative consequences. However, Shin goes beyond a deterministic view of karma and stresses that individuals are not doomed by their past actions. Instead, they can overcome negative karma through spiritual practices, particularly through the act of forgiveness. The law of forgiveness. Shin emphasizes that forgiveness is one of the most powerful spiritual tools available. When individuals forgive themselves and others, they release the negative energy that has bound them to their past mistakes or to painful situations. Forgiveness dissolves the karmic ties that keep people stuck in negative patterns. The law of forgiveness allows individuals to wipe the slate clean and start anew, creating positive results in their lives. Shin highlights that true forgiveness must come from the heart and that by holding on to grudges, individuals only harm themselves. Dissolving negative patterns. By forgiving past wrongs and releasing negative beliefs, individuals can dissolve the patterns that have kept them from experiencing health, wealth, and happiness. Shin teaches that forgiveness is not just about letting go of emotional pain, but also about clearing the way for new, positive experiences to enter one's life. Quotes from Chapter 5. Man receives only that which he gives. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. The law of forgiveness is the law of release. Therefore, it is also the law of freedom. Example: Shin shares the story of a man who was struggling financially and emotionally due to his bitter resentment towards someone who had wronged him in the past. After practicing forgiveness, he not only freed himself from the emotional burden, but also saw a rapid improvement in his financial situation. The act of forgiveness dissolved the negativity that had been blocking his prosperity. Chapter 6. Casting the burden, impressing the subconscious. In this chapter, Shin introduces the concept of casting the burden, which means handing over one's troubles, worries, or challenges to a higher power. This is a practice of releasing personal control and trusting that the divine will take care of all issues in perfect timing. The chapter focuses on the power of impressing positive thoughts upon the subconscious mind and trusting that these impressions will manifest in reality. Key themes: casting the burden. The act of casting the burden involves surrendering problems, doubts, or negative thoughts to a higher power. Instead of struggling to solve issues through personal willpower or worrying about outcomes, individuals are encouraged to trust the divine order. By doing so, they free themselves from the mental burden and create space for divine solutions to unfold. Shin teaches that casting the burden is not a passive act of giving up. Rather, it is an act of faith. When individuals release their problems to the higher power, they are trusting that everything will be resolved in the best possible way. The power of the subconscious mind. Shin explains that the subconscious mind is a powerful force that shapes one's reality. Whatever is impressed upon the subconscious will manifest in life, whether it is positive or negative. Therefore, it is crucial to impress the subconscious with thoughts of success, health, and abundance. The subconscious mind acts like fertile soil. Whatever is planted in it will grow. Affirmations to cast the burden. Shin encourages the use of specific affirmations to help release worry and anxiety and to impress positive thoughts upon the subconscious. These affirmations declare that the burden has been cast upon a higher power and that divine solutions are on their way. Quotes from Chapter 6. When man knows his own powers and the workings of his mind, he can remake his world and play the game of life successfully. I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free. Example. A powerful example shared in this chapter is that of a woman who was constantly worrying about her son's health. Her anxiety was negatively affecting her own well-being. After learning to cast the burden and trust in divine wisdom, she found peace, and her son's health began to improve as well. By releasing her mental burden, she allowed divine healing to occur. Chapter 7. Love. This chapter focuses on the transformative power of love. Shin explains that love is the most powerful force in the universe and can overcome all obstacles. By aligning with the energy of love, individuals can heal relationships, dissolve conflicts, and attract harmony and joy into their lives. Key themes: the power of love. Shin describes love as a healing force that brings about harmony, happiness, and peace. Love is the key to resolving conflicts, mending relationships, and creating a positive atmosphere in one's life. Shin teaches that individuals must consciously choose love over fear, resentment, or anger in all situations. Unconditional love. Shin encourages readers to practice unconditional love, which means loving without expectations or conditions. When individuals offer love freely, without demanding anything in return, they attract more love and harmony into their lives. Unconditional love also heals broken relationships and brings about miraculous transformations in personal circumstances. Love for the self. In addition to loving others, Shin emphasizes the importance of self-love. Many people block their own success because they do not believe they are worthy of love, happiness, or success. By practicing self-love and affirming one's worthiness, individuals can open themselves to receiving more good in their lives. Using love to overcome fear. Fear is often the root cause of many problems in life, but Shin teaches that love is the antidote to fear. By focusing on love and radiating love in all situations, individuals can dissolve fear and create positive outcomes. Quotes from Chapter 7. Perfect love casts out fear. Man vibrates to that which he loves. Example. One of the key examples in this chapter is of a woman who had a strained relationship with her family due to ongoing conflicts and misunderstandings. Shin advised her to mentally send love to her family members and to bless them daily. As the woman began to practice this, the tension in the relationships eased, and the family grew closer and more harmonious. This example illustrates how love can heal even the most difficult relationships. Chapter 8. Intuition or Guidance. In this chapter, Shin explores the concept of intuition as divine guidance. She teaches that individuals can access wisdom and direction from a higher power by tuning into their intuition. Intuition, or the still small voice, offers perfect guidance and leads to success and fulfillment when followed faithfully. Key themes. Trusting intuition. Shin explains that intuition is the voice of divine guidance speaking to individuals. This inner voice knows the best path to take in any situation and offers perfect solutions. Shin encourages readers to trust their intuitive feelings, even if they don't seem logical or conventional. Intuition leads people to their highest good. Following inner guidance. To receive intuitive guidance, individuals must be still and quiet their minds. Shin suggests meditation, prayer, or simply spending time in reflection to tune into the inner voice. Once guidance is received, it is important to act on it with faith, trusting that it will lead to the right outcome. The role of the superconscious mind. Shin introduces the concept of the superconscious mind, which is the part of the mind connected to divine wisdom. When individuals are aligned with their superconscious, they receive flashes of insight, inspiration, and solutions to problems. By living in harmony with their superconscious, they can live more successful and fulfilling lives. Quotes from Chapter 8. Intuition is a spiritual faculty and does not explain, but simply points the way. Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. Example. An example shared in this chapter is of a businessman who was struggling to make an important decision about his company. He couldn't see a clear solution and was becoming frustrated. After taking time to quiet his mind and meditate, he received a strong intuitive feeling to pursue a certain course of action. Even though it wasn't the most logical choice, he followed his intuition, and it led to significant success for his business. Chapter 9. Perfect Self-Expression or the Divine Design. This chapter explores the concept of divine design and perfect self-expression. Shin teaches that each person has a unique purpose and that aligning with this divine design leads to fulfillment, happiness, and success. When individuals follow their true calling, they express their full potential and live in harmony with their higher purpose. Key themes. Continued. Divine design. Shin teaches that every individual has a divine blueprint or design that is unique to them. This blueprint represents one's true calling or purpose in life. When people live according to this design, they find perfect self-expression, which brings them joy, prosperity, and fulfillment. The key to discovering this design is to ask for divine guidance and to trust that the universe will reveal the right path. Perfect self-expression. Perfect self-expression refers to the idea that everyone has talents, passions, and unique gifts that they are meant to share with the world. When individuals follow their passions and align with their divine design, they naturally express their talents in ways that bring joy and benefit to others. Shin emphasizes that self-expression should come effortlessly and joyfully, without struggle or stress. Divine timing. Shin highlights the importance of trusting in divine timing. Sometimes individuals may feel that they are not living their purpose or that their goals are taking too long to manifest. However, Shin reassures that everything happens in perfect timing. The universe orchestrates events in ways that may not always be visible. But by having faith and patience, one can trust that their divine design will unfold at the right moment. Quotes from Chapter 9. There is for each man perfect self-expression. There is a place which he is to fill and no one else can fill, something which he is to do, which no one else can do. It is the divine pattern. The idea of perfect self-expression comes from the superconscious mind. Example. In this chapter, Shin shares the story of a woman who was dissatisfied with her job. She felt unfulfilled and wasn't sure what her true calling was. After praying for divine guidance and aligning her thoughts with the idea of perfect self-expression, she received a clear vision of what she wanted to do: pursue a career in art. As she followed this path, she experienced great joy and success, confirming that she had found her true purpose. Chapter 10. Denials and Affirmations. In this chapter, Shin introduces the power of denials and affirmations as tools for transforming one's life. Denials are used to dissolve negative conditions, while affirmations are used to create positive outcomes. Shin explains that by consciously using these two techniques, individuals can eliminate obstacles and manifest their desires. Key themes. Denials. Denials are statements that negate or dissolve the power of negative conditions in one's life. Shin teaches that by denying the reality or power of negative situations, individuals can neutralize their impact. Denials are not about ignoring problems, but about refusing to give them energy or belief. For example, a person might say, "This problem has no power over me," or "There is no lack in the universe, only abundance." Affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that affirm the presence of good in one's life. Shin emphasizes that affirmations should be spoken in the present tense, as though the desired outcome has already been achieved. For instance, a person might say, "I am prosperous now," or divine harmony governs my relationships. Affirmations help to impress positive beliefs on the subconscious mind, which then works to bring these beliefs into reality. Balancing denials and affirmations. Shin explains that both denials and affirmations are necessary for success. Denials clear away the negative thoughts and beliefs that block progress, while affirmations build the positive mental framework needed for success. By regularly using both tools, individuals can effectively create the life they desire. The power of the present moment. A key principle in this chapter is the idea that affirmations must always be stated in the present moment. Shin teaches that individuals must see their desires as already fulfilled in the now, rather than placing them in the future. This creates a sense of immediacy and conviction, which activates the law of attraction more powerfully. Quotes from Chapter 10. Man should make an affirmation immediately upon waking. He should never affirm the negative, but should affirm the positive. Through his spoken word, man is continually making laws for himself. Example. Shin shares the example of a man who was struggling with financial difficulties. He had been focusing on his lack of money, which only worsened his situation. After learning about denials and affirmations, he began to deny the power of lack and affirm prosperity instead. He regularly said, "There is no lack in the universe. I am abundantly supplied with everything I need." Over time, his financial situation improved as he aligned his thoughts with prosperity. The end.